What's up, guys? It's us again. I'm Jordan. He's
Peyton.
And we are here. We're about 12 minutes away from Nintendo's
Digital event,
press conference, direct, whatever you want to call it. We are pretty excited for it, which that's probably an understatement. We're always excited for Nintendo. We were in our hotel room on vacation, so we went out to do some rides and then came back to watch this, and then we're going back and going to eat at a Harry Potter cafeteria, or the Three Broomsticks for anybody that's a Harry Potter fan. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about E3. We watched the recordings of the conferences. Well, I watched them. He kind of fell asleep because it was like...
I watched the part that mattered to me.
Yeah, he basically... he watched the good parts, basically. Yeah. And I watched all of them, so I kind of gave him the rundown of what happened. But here's what we thought from the ones we've seen so far. We completely missed Bethesda. We didn't care for it. Sorry. Microsoft, we both watched it. Kind of skipped. I mean, we fast forwarded every 10 seconds to skip some of the gameplay and stuff like that. But we saw what was announced. The biggest thing for me from Microsoft. Well, hold on. Whoa. I'm getting way ahead of myself. We were right about one thing. They were not going to talk about any DLC in the Nintendo Direct. So they had that little Smash Direct, and fucking amazing.
God, that was awesome. We were sitting there, and I was at the theme park, and we were riding on like the water rides that day, and they were pretty fun. I was like, I don't know, I may not watch the Direct and just continue to ride the rides. All that music.
That's Super Mario. Where's it coming from? Oh, it's on here. The
digital event is starting to get the hype with the music.
Yeah, that's Mario Galaxy. They like that music. I'm refreshing the page for the... let me actually turn that down because I don't want that to come up so loud. If that is loud.
And then I was like, no, I'm probably not going to watch the Direct. And then he was like, yeah, you better watch it. So I was like, okay, I will.
The reason why he didn't want to watch it because he knew it was coming.
Yeah, I was like...
I guess Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, everything got leaked.
Yeah, they had the whole leak where people data mined, and it was like, here's Ryu, here's Roy, and here's Lucas.
So I was just like sitting there, I was like, yeah, I know it's coming, I'm probably not going to watch it. And then I was like, and then it started to come on, I was like, sure, I'll watch it, whatever, just to like see if there is anything else. And then it starts off, it sees Roy, I was like, and then it said Roy coming alongside Lucas. And I was like, wait, that's today. It's coming out. I was like, that's pretty sweet. We're gonna have to try out Roy because Roy is our boy.
Yeah.
But and then it keeps going, and it's like, here's the costumes. Here's other stuff that's coming.
The stages and some more in N64, which was pretty good. You wanted Saffron City, and I kind of wanted Saffron City too, but
sadly, it's not coming.
Or we don't know that. It might. I mean, with the surprise announcement somewhat surprise announcement of Ryu and Roy, but it came out yesterday or Sunday rather.
Then it got to the very end, and they were like, "Here's Ryu," and like, and that's coming today. And I was like, "Wait, what? It's all coming today? This is crazy."
We all figure that. Well, just
I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like October, August, and then everybody like leaked it out. I was like, no, probably like another more month. So I was like, probably like September or so. And then it was like, it's all coming today, and I was like, what? This is crazy.
But I made the joke that Sony and Microsoft had canceled their E3 conferences because for us there's just no way to top that except for like they had to do something like extremely unexpected and big that we wanted for them to top it. And spoiler warnings, they didn't. Which we'll get into that now. After we also watched the Nintendo World Championship live, which was amazing.
Awesome.
We were on the edge of our seats. What was great about that was we wanted who we wanted to lose in the first round,
which was Joven
Shire. We can't stand the guy.
If he's watching this, good.
This
is terrible.
I wanted Aaron to go on and win it. He actually went pretty far, but the John Numbers pulled it out at the end. He did. I mean, that was.
I remember whenever they were playing kart, I was like, wow, that villager driver, I like him. I was like, just because he's playing as a villager.
Yeah.
And then he gets into Smash, and he started playing Shulk, and he was like whipping everybody. I was like, dang, this kid's good. He better win.
What I think was funny was that the first rounds, the regular rounds, were all new games, and then the elimination was older games. Like they had the Legend of Zelda, Super Metroid, Balloon Fight, and is there something else, or was that it?
Oh, there's 3 elimination
Yeah,
rounds.
3 eliminations. So it was Legend of Zelda was the first one, then Super Metroid, and then the Balloon Fight. But that was good. It was so great to see that. I hope they continue doing those every year because that would get me hyped for E3. Regardless if they had no games to show or a ton of games, if they just did the Nintendo World Championships every year before E3, that would be the best thing ever.
They showed off one game during their Nintendo World Championships. And that was the Blast Ball.
They showed off 2. They showed off Blast Ball, which was a part of the competition, and then of course the Earthbound Beginnings, which was Mother 1 for everybody else. That was actually really unexpected.
Yeah.
Which everybody wants Mother 3 now, so maybe we'll get it in the Direct. We don't know. It seems to point that way with Lucas and Earthbound Beginnings. Maybe they'll do some sort of Wii U HD.
But the Blast Ball, once they were showing that off, I was like, that game looks awesome.
Yeah, that did look pretty
I hope they do talk about that a little bit more in their Direct because that would be really cool. And 3DS ready in case for everything they're like, oh, download this right after the Direct. So
that was
on to the next
Sunday
press conference.
Yeah, now we move back to Microsoft, and what I was saying was probably the biggest thing in Microsoft's press conference for me was the actual backwards compatibility for all 360 games, which I like. I kind of like how they're doing it. They said you just pop in your disc and you download it on the Xbox One, but the problem with that is our Xbox is getting kind of full data-wise, so we'll either need to invest in some sort of really large storage device, or they talked about a 1 terabyte of Xbox One, so we might have to get that. But that was pretty good. They finally did backwards compatibility. That was the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing for you was
Garden Warfare 2. Oh my god, I loved the first game. And it was so unexpected because I remember the day after we filmed our predictions video, like Plants vs. Zombies YouTube channel did a here's our E3 announcement. It was like we have a special announcement at E3.
A teaser for announcement.
And I was like, what is that? What is that? Because you could hear the sound of the scientist and but there were so many different ones. Like you could hear a farmer type deal. And I was like, wow, what is that? And then they showed it off, and they have a superhero now and an imp you can play as. And I think the coolest one that I saw I think it was actually in the EA press conference though, in their video, it had a zoologist. That one looked pretty sweet. Had the pirate. That one also looked pretty cool. But yeah, that game looks awesome. How now the zombies are defending from the plants, so it's the zombies rule everything now. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be pretty cool to see the opposite side of the instead of you're playing as the plants, now you get to play as the defending zombies. So that should be really fun.
We're gonna have to go through this quick. We got about 3 minutes away. Moving on, we had EA, which they showed up. They announced the Mass Effect, which wasn't Mass Effect 4. It was Mass Effect Andro something or another. And that was the very first thing they showed. They were a fight scene, Mass Effect, Androdrome or something like that. They showed off more of Garden Warfare. They showed basically the Horde mode where you're playing as the zombies defending against plants. Reverse of what is in Garden Warfare 1.
It's instead of it being Garden Ops, it's now Graveyard Ops.
Yeah. Ubisoft, they talked about probably the biggest thing was the sequel to Stick of Truth, Fractured Butthole.
The fractured
Has it
butt.
started? No. I heard music change and I got excited there for a
It's
second.
the fractured butt, like
BUT space WHOLE or something like that. It's supposed to be fractured butthole, but fractured butt hole. Yeah, but anyway. Now, no Splinter Cell, but they talked a little bit about
Siege.
not Siege. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Assassin's Creed. They talked a little bit about Siege. They talked about what was the other one?
Division.
Yeah, Division. And then they talked about Assassin's Creed Syndicate. But nothing. I mean, nothing too excited.
I liked how it showed off the single player of Siege.
Yeah.
So
they
like,
talk about single player.
of course, there's bets already being placed that the multiplayer isn't going to work good. So it's kind of good that you have like a backup to having a single player.
That was a lot of the games they had. That was mostly focused on multiplayer, like the Siege and the Division and the Garden Ops or the Garden Warfare 2. Was they said we also have a single player, so they're not. Seems like they're not really too
confident
in their multiplayer. But
another thing going back to Nintendo's Smash Direct is we're finally getting the finals on the Amiibo with Roy and Ryu confirmed in development. So they now have all of their Amiibo done. It's just
that was pretty cool.
Now have all the models for them.
Oh, here it is.
And we're beginning the
we
Nintendo press conference.
Maybe I shouldn't do too loud. This is it.
Widescreen.
This is it, people.
Digital event. Let's go, baby.
Oh, puppets.
The Muppets.
Mr. Iwata? Oh, wow. Yes, we're ready to start filming the Nintendo digital event for E3 2015.
Check out his office.
Okay, thank you.
I really
I
hope
will
this is
head
his real office.
Directly to the stage.
Oh.
Satoru Iwata, President and CEO of Nintendo. This is already good because this is just like the Robot Chicken.
They could just do this the entire.
Are you ready for the digital event?
Nintendo 62, Nintendo 63, Nintendo 64. My puppet body is ready.
Of course it is.
Looks like he's got like monkey arms.
He better be training after that embarrassment he had with Hungry Box. They're like Men in Black. He's got the Nintendo or the Mario pin. They don't even. Oh wow,
that looks awesome. It almost looks like Animal Crossing style.
That's kind of funny. Shigeru Miyamoto. They got the Triforce set. He's got Star Fox shirt on. Miyamoto has Star Fox shirt. Miyamoto Puppet has a Star Fox shirt on.
Mr. Miyamoto?
Oh, yes.
Okay, ready whenever you are, gentlemen.
I just have to remember my words.
Oh, Star Fox.
Look!
Oh, peppy hair. Oh, don't do the slippy voice. Oh no, that's Falcon.
So, oh my god, that looks awesome.
I guess they're starting off with Star Fox. And he's got a beat. Fox. Someone say barrel roll. Quickly.
Where's Slippy at? Is he not in this game?
Fox, I need your help. Alright, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Where's Slippy?
Hey, Fox, do a barrel roll.
Ah, there it is.
Fox, do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Barrel roll? I can do better than that. Check this out.
Oh, here it comes. World
World
premiere.
premiere.
Star Fox what? That looks really good.
Ooh.
That looks really good. Oh, it looks like a remake of the first one, or the 64 one now.
That'd be kind of weird if it was just a remake though.
That's what it looks like, but I'm sure that's probably like the first level to get everybody sort of familiar with it, and then like take it off and just be like, here's the brand new game. Oh, that's from Star Fox 2. That's crazy. That's from Star Fox. That was like the beta from Star Fox 2. That's crazy. There's Landmaster.
No.
Landmaster. Oh wow, it changed it from Landmaster. Oh,
That's
whoa.
awesome. What is this?
This is, if anybody's seen the beta for Star Fox 2, this looks just like it.
Switching to all range mode. Let's take the offensive.
That's awesome.
Do a barrel roll.
Star Fox Zero. Holiday 2015.
Developer story. It's China.
I live right by the Fushimi Inari Shrine. I've had a relation with this shrine since I was a child. Because of that, I felt that I was always protected, as if it's my guardian angel. When I was a child, there was a TV show about fighter planes called Thunderbirds. That inspired me to make a game that had cinematic elements, with each character having a distinct personality and their own drama. That would be reflected in the dialogue and appear in scenes like where a cool character and enemies would appear.
I'm here for a job, of course, and looks like I get to have a little fun.
When it came to talking about details regarding how to make the main characters look and feel, we talked about all sorts of types of people. But ever since I was in school, I drew comics with caricaturized humanoid animals, and decided that the characters in this game should be based off animals. I then talked about it with Ima Murasan, the designer, and we thought about the fox image. Then I thought, let's try making a fox the main character.
We're entering Corneria City now.
That doesn't sound like a Smash Brothers
When
voice
there's an
actor.
arch, you want to go under it, right? That's the kind of game I wanted to make. Thinking about the shrine, this place is known for the row of arches. So we went with this idea to create a game where you would fly through different arches. Star Fox is a game where you use a control stick, like the one you'd find on a plane. When you fly a real plane, you need to pull back on the control stick to fly up, right? Similarly, you can use the gyro on the gamepad to look all around and feel really immersed in the game.
You know, that just sounds great
I like
whenever they're
people
like
to play as
gyro
if they are flying a real
controls.
plane.
I don't
It's
know.
really
I guess that'd be
exciting.
okay. I'm okay with that.
For Wii U, with its 2 screens, we experimented with gameplay with ideas
gamepad's
before
gonna
this
be like
iteration
inside the
of Star
cockpit.
Fox.
Yeah.
There were 2 screens that each serves a specific purpose. For example, we've tested using one screen for a more cinematic view and the other for gameplay. The Wii U gamepad has a gyro, and it's a big reason we decided to make this game. It's a cockpit view, so it feels like you're in the cockpit like this.
Oh, can you imagine doing that on the
gamepad around.
This is
In
probably
the
it right
other
here.
Star Fox
The
games,
Landmaster.
you play by
Yeah.
controlling your plane in third person on one screen. This time, the game world is shown on the TV, and you can focus
TV
into
is going to be in
aim
third person
on the
view,
gamepad.
and then the
By using
gamepad
2
is
screens,
gonna be
you
first
can see
person.
yourself flying in third person on the TV while shooting
just said
down
it.
at the enemies below you from the cockpit view on the gamepad. You can be really immersed in the experience.
I like that.
So that's
That's-
something I hope people can check out.
I'm not a big Star Fox fan,
On the
but I'd
Nintendo
get into
64
this.
system, you had to use a lot of buttons. But now, with the Wii U gamepad, you can use 2 sticks to do things like speed up and flip around.
I wonder if
There's
there'd be
only
any
one
kind
button
of
to fire
multiplayer.
all the different weapons. So there are 4 buttons left, and with that, we thought, why not use these buttons to make the R-Wing transform?
Oh, on the fly? Yeah, absolutely.
And let's use one button to do flips, and the other for a U-turn. The R-Wing transforming into a
I
walker.
remember when they had this rumor
that
where
was in Star
Platinum
Fox
Games
2.
was doing
But
the next Star
since
Fox.
that game didn't make it out, I'm glad we were able to have it appear.
He was talking
The
about Star
R-Wing
Fox 2.
transformation mechanic actually looks like it makes a lot of sense.
It does. Go from the
Yeah,
Landmaster
There's the
to
Landmaster
That.
and also the Gyro Wing,
Gyro Wing.
which adds a lot of breadth to gameplay. With it, you can perform a lot of tasks as Fox.
Like a robot.
You can also play different stages with other vehicles too. So I hope
that
you'll have
is
fun
cool.
trying out courses
Oh,
with
geez.
different vehicles,
Oh
even after you
wow!
clear the
Big
game.
old giant mech.
We've rebuilt the game using ideas from the past, but it's not a Part 4 or Part 5.
It's Zero.
It's not a remake either, so we named it Star Fox Zero this time.
It's like a prequel.
The subtitle Zero was taken from how the kanji character looks in calligraphy. Star Fox is based off of the Japanese culture that inspired me, so I wanted people around the world to see this cool kanji character in the logo. When I saw it, it reminded me of a foxtail. We wrote the character with a brush and added the logo. It looks cool.
I do like that. That is really cool.
Digital.
That's sushi.
That's
That is
Hi,
amiibo.
and welcome to
Oh.
Nintendo's digital event for E3 2015. I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé, president of Nintendo of America.
As a feather.
We began today having a little fun imagining ourselves as characters in the Star Fox universe. But that opening was more than just fun. It also represents a theme you're going to encounter consistently throughout Nintendo's experience for E3. That theme is transformation.
Huh?
Recently, Mr. Iwata has made several announcements on how Nintendo itself is being transformed, with expansion to Universal theme parks,
Where
mobile
we're at
devices,
right now.
and our new dedicated game platform, codenamed NX, which we'll tell you more about in 2016.
I was gonna say I
Today,
knew they weren't gonna talk about it
Our
today.
purpose is more immediate, to focus on the transformations you'll be enjoying right inside your Nintendo gameplay in the coming months.
I bet they're gonna talk
If
about
there's a
Amiibo.
secret to the longevity of Nintendo franchises,
It's Amiibo.
it is transformation.
Oh,
We
dang it!
never let them stand still. There always has to be something new, something compelling. And that even applies to the game Super Mario Bros., which is celebrating its 30th anniversary in 2015.
That's
To say he's been
Mario
transformed
World?
over the years is obvious. But along the way, he's also transformed gaming. From establishing the platforming genre on
you
the
cannot deny
NES
that.
to the 3D world of Super Mario 64.
Now we're going to transform how you play
Later
it.
this year, Super Mario Maker will take the next step by turning the essence of game creation over to you, our fans. Now, players will
excited for
become
this game.
creators as you build your own Mario levels that can be shared globally with
Stuff
friends.
is up
Look
there
at
now.
the
And who knows?
exclamation points.
Maybe
I bet that
even
means
I'll
you
be
just
playing,
unlocked it.
and of course beating
Or you
your
have
latest
to
creation.
No, I don't
Finally.
get that.
Nothing in our history has transformed our franchises quite like Amiibo. And as you'll find out this week, there are more new Amiibo on the way and more games for them to inhabit. In fact, right now, let's see how Amiibo are about to show up in a totally unexpected way.
Oh,
Code.
cool. At least all the Smash ones. World premiere.
Amiibo.
So at this year's Nintendo digital event, the team put me right to work. So I'm pleased to be here with Karthik Bala from the Vicarious Vision
Activision.
studio at Activision. And Karthik,
Oh,
we've
they're
got
gonna
some
be in
great news
Disney
to share.
Infinity.
Yeah, so the hallmark of the Skylanders franchise has always been deliver brand new innovation and the highest quality game experience. For the first time, we're bringing a whole new toy category to life. We're bringing vehicles to life this year.
I bet you
with our
don't
new
like
game,
so enough
Skylanders
of these
Super
Skylanders that suck
and
compared to
really blending
Amiibo.
it to this
That'd
epic
be
vehicle
That's why they
culture.
want. That's why they
There's more
want
to
to
it,
add the
right? We've
Nintendo
got
Amiibo.
two unexpected guest stars. So introducing turbocharged Donkey Kong and his vehicle, the Barrel Blaster. We also have Bowser. This is Hammer Slam Bowser. And his vehicle, the Clown Cruiser.
Bowser is always my favorite. I don't know why people say that I look like Bowser and at times act like Bowser. As you're playing as these figures, as you have the various vehicles, what happens?
So they have complete move sets and upgrade trees of powers and abilities, some of which are natural, things that you would expect, like Donkey Kong throwing barrels and Bowser slamming down his hammer, but also really
Bowser doesn't have a
unexpected
hammer.
moves that harken back to elements of
the-
lore within the 30 years of history of these characters.
Brown Blaster.
What else can these figures do?
If you put the figure on a Skylanders portal, they act as a Skylander, but you can twist the base and switch it to Amiibo, and it can be used as an Amiibo in another Nintendo game.
So
That's
again,
cool.
these characters, these vehicles, only playable on Nintendo.
Well, duh, you never play these on Xbox or PlayStation.
So
I
as you go
can't use
through
my
this
Donkey Kong
collaboration with
Amiibo.
Nintendo, a company that is very protective of its franchises, that always likes to have total control, what was that like in terms of working with us to bring these fabulous experiences to life?
We're such big Nintendo fanboys, and I think we may
us
have
too.
been a little too cautious at first. We wanted to have a form of Bowser where he became really big, and we pitched the idea of using Giga Bowser, and this is when the Nintendo team said, no, do something different, something new, and we created Magma Bowser,
Right.
who's never been seen before, and
Wow.
his fire breath just becomes this insane flamethrower. We wanted to set the Koopa on fire, and they said use dry bones.
Right.
And so dry bones, and they said, well, here's all the material for dry bones, and it was just building on top of that, and we just didn't we didn't think that we were going to get away with all of this stuff.
Karthik, thank you so much for sharing this information. And throughout the entire week, we're going to be sharing more and more
Maybe
information.
people
You and your
should
team are going to
play
grace us at
Skylanders.
Nintendo
Well, now
Treehouse
they
Live,
will.
and there's going to be
Yeah.
a lot more information to share.
Well, they may
Super
not. They might
excited.
just want to get those
Fantastic.
Bowser and
Thank
Donkey Kong. Two things.
Just have the
I wonder
Amiibo.
what's next.
Those two. Nobody's even gonna touch it. They're just gonna dance. Water's like, y'all are idiots. And they're
It would be
gonna
funny if
dance.
he touched it and his suit changed together or something. Mario Maker. Oh, really?
the-
Really?
What? What's going on? First,
Zelda Triforce Heroes? What's this? What is this? Oh, this is like 4 swords. Except 3.
ooh, trick shot. This looks awesome. I don't know what it is. It looks cool
It
though.
looks like Link Between Worlds.
Like Link Between Worlds crosses with
4
4
swords. Except 3 swords. Oh, wow, Samurai.
oh.
This is like Kirby now. Lucky.
Ooh,
A big-
big bomb. Something. Ooh, trick shots for days. Wow.
Shows each boss who's boss.
This is confusing but cool.
Co-op Zelda, it's like 4 swords except for 3. I wonder if this will be canon. Coming in the fall. Only on Nintendo 3D.
Yeah.
Developer Store. KG and Afuni.
Hello, I'm Aonuma, the producer of Zelda.
Never mind.
Today,
I'm just
I would
kidding.
like to talk about The Legend of Zelda Triforce
I don't know why I
Heroes,
said
the
KG
latest
and Afuni.
Nintendo
That was
3DS Zelda game. I have the game's director, Shikata, here to introduce it with me.
Hello. I wanted to focus on multiplayer and co-op. Multiplayer in past Zelda games was more competitive, much like a party game. Everyone would gather to play to see who would get the most rupees. This time, I wanted players to cooperatively enjoy more serious Legend of Zelda gameplay elements, like solving puzzles and going through dungeons.
That one looks like Zelda.
The 3D visuals of A Link Between Worlds was a great feature, especially in terms of depth. So I wanted to incorporate that into the multiplayer. So that's why we came up with the totem mechanic. Co-op was fully realized with the totem mechanic.
Totem, get it?
Totem.
You can carry your friends on your shoulders and reach higher places.
A 4-player totem was too tall, so we decided 3 was the better choice.
A 4-player.
For single player, there are supporting doll-like characters. There are 2 of them, and you can beat a level by switching between Link and these 2 dolls. The story starts in a kingdom that is just full of fashion-savvy people.
Single player like that, but it could be really
We
hard.
find out something has happened, so the king is looking for a hero who could help. So
What does he
different
pull out
players
the
are
3
each claiming
swords
to be the
instead of
hero,
4 swords?
and so it begins. Using items to defeat enemies and conquering dungeons is a familiar staple from other Zelda games,
That was pretty funny.
so it should appeal to fans of the series. This time, there's also a fashion element, where you collect items to create new outfits
Yeah, you're
with
right.
new
There's one with
abilities.
Zelda
Zelda.
dress.
By buying and equipping these different clothes, your abilities change. So the same courses will offer different experiences depending on what you wear.
That's so funny. The
Playing
little
with people
cheer
with
things.
online
Yeah.
multiplayer where you can't see their reactions is fun too. I hope people invite others to try out the game with them as well.
You can play it online. How about that? Mayday.
When playing in multiplayer, we frequently hear Mr. Aonuma yelling excitedly about the game.
I have the loudest voice on the team.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also for Nintendo 3DS, we have another new game. Last year, we had the Wii U version of Hyrule Warriors.
I forgot about
3DS.
this. I forgot
We're now
about this.
developing a 3DS version. This game is a reimagining of the Wii U game.
I
It will
forgot this
include all
accidentally
the
got
DLC
leaked too.
characters from that one.
And it's got the Tetra and King of the Red Line.
We are also adding additional characters and stages from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker to expand the gameplay. Hyrule Warriors is not like the Zelda games I create. It is an experience only Koei Tecmo can really bring to life.
Hyrule Warriors Legends.
I hope you will enjoy Hyrule Warriors Legends, as well as The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes on Nintendo 3DS.
I wonder if it'll come as a combo pack. That'd be great.
Yeah.
First look. Oh, it's the trailer
Koei
for. It's the
Tecmo.
trailer for it.
I believe I saw this last week sometime.
Yeah. And all the crazy leaks. This actually got leaked before the Smash Brothers stuff, and I just completely forgot about it after the Smash Brothers stuff came out. It was kind of funny. I said I couldn't wait till we could play a game like Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS, and now we don't have long to wait now.
I just think it's crazy how, like, in the 3DS edition, what they're showing off right now is that, like, you can start off playing the game as Link, and then be like, this would be easier if I did it with Zelda, and then be like, oh, this would be even easier if I played as Impa, and then just swap between all.
I think it's going to cut down a lot on the grinding levels up of characters. I just really hope that I don't have to do all the adventure map again. I really, really don't want to do the adventure map again.
And this was like a really, really, really big game. So for the 3DS to hold all of that, that's crazy. Like, I mean, that's the power of a 3DS, I guess.
Yeah. And it is 3DS. It doesn't say new 3DS, so that's what's really crazy about it.
Golden.
Oh, 2016, really?
Hey.
I don't get any of that. Oh, what is this?
What?
Oh, this is Blast Ball. Here it is. What? But it's Blast Ball. This is Blast. It's gonna be a mini game in 4-player co-op mission in the Metroid Prime universe. This is crazy.
What is
Metroid Prime Blast Ball. Oh my goodness!
What is this? Everybody was thinking that Blast Ball was a regular game, and it's actually a mini game in Metroid Prime.
Available 2016. That's crazy.
I'm so confused. Who is
that's
that?
Final Fantasy. Fire Emblem. God. Will we finally get a
Fire Emblem Fates?
Oh, instead of if, it's Fates. Right. I'm still torn on which game I want to get.
That one
If they do,
cool.
if
They have 2 games for us.
it's all in English.
Now, once and for all, no more games to the death.
What was that? It's like a big something in the bull.
There's Robin. Or this version of Robin.
For your betrayal.
Don't look at me. Please.
Oh, jeez.
There is only one punishment. The sentence is death.
Try to be at peace.
Fire Emblem Fates.
2016.
Yeah, sadly
Kill
for
me
us.
if you want. But
What?
do it as yourself.
Oh, jeez.
What?
That's crazy.
Onegai, Shida!
Oh, here's
Shinigami Cross
Fire
Fire
Emblem.
Emblem.
It's still in Japanese. It's nowhere closer for us.
What is it?
Oh, she changed into different costumes. What the heck?
Seems like they have.
Yeah, it's all different. That's supposed to be Tiki.
私はシーダ。あなたは翼という名前なの。
She
人類
looked
の
excited.
天気に対抗し
Yeah, for real.
それがミラージュマスターよ。
You know, I was down on this game at first, but I could get into it.
今の翼の歌声ならきっと届く。だから歌うんだ翼。
行こう。
Maybe they'll tell us what the English title is. Chrome? Did you see
オ
that?
リブ翼、17歳です。心を込めて歌います。ええ、翼の本気を見せてあげて。
背中は
I
任せ
don't
だ
know
ぜ。
any of these people
か
from.
けるぞ。誰よりも早く。
Oh,
ゴー
Shinigami.
ドのマスターが現れた。
I don't think it's just Shinigami, it's just gonna be
私の出番ね。
this
どう
radio
よ、
character or something.
才能よ。どうした
It's not the crossover that we all thought it was gonna be. It's
きっとお兄ちゃんたちなら大丈夫。頑張って。
nailed it. I don't understand any of it, but I can totally get into it.
Looks rather odd.
Looks pretty cool. What is it called?
一緒に行こうクロム。
We have no idea. Effie.
運命を超える。
Shinigami Cross taking iron.
I
mean, Shinigami Cross.
Oh, I remember this where he's holding bananas. Donkey Kong? We got a Donkey Kong game?
Donkey
What
Kong.
is this? No, that's not Donkey Kong. Oh, this is
Xenoblade.
X. Xenoblade Chronicles X. That's what this is.
Earth has been destroyed.
I'm confused. I thought I was supposed to be flooded and then it's inhabited by squids. Kid squids.
But the real question is, are you a kid or are you scared?
We're not even paying attention to this. We're just like looking at our phone. Purple Link died for our sins. That's why he's not in Triforce.
Trying to see if Nintendo of America's Snapchat has been posting anything. It hasn't. What's up? Oh wow. None of this has posted anything yet, so it's kind of sad. Ooh, December the 4th, 2015. Who's coming up next?
Metroid, please.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing Wii U? Oh no.
What is this?
That's that Happy Home Decor thing or whatever.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's on 3D. See, right here, Happy Home.
This is boring.
Yeah, I couldn't care about this.
Oh wow. Put like furniture outside the dude's house. The only way I would get this if it's like free to play.
You know, that's not what happened. Probably have to get some of those cards.
I was about to say you probably get like
so much free, and then you have to buy the amiibo cards.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for Animal Crossing Wii U. You can transfer all this to your Wii U.
September 20th, 2015. Happy Home Design.
World premiere. What is it? What is it?
Animal
Crossing Wii U. There it is.
Oh my god. What is that though?
This isn't it. Oh, it's Animal Crossing like Mario Party.
Animal Crossing. What is this?
It's like Animal Crossing Mario Party.
What is this? Oh my god.
Animal Crossing Monopoly.
Oh, he lost.
He lost money and songs.
He won a video game tournament.
This is crazy. Amiibo. Animal Crossing
Amiibo Festival. Oh wow. What is going on? What is this? Oh, golden net. Of course you can catch that.
KK wins. An Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Holiday 2015.
That would be pretty cool.
What's
What's next? Yoshi's New Yarn.
Yoshi really well.
New Yarn.
Yoshi Epic Guy.
Bowser Jr.
It's all real stuff. Then Yoshi
I'm
Amiibo.
Emi Watanabe.
and I work in software planning and development department at Nintendo. And I am a coordinator. I work with developers in making Nintendo games. I've worked on Kirby's Epic Yarn with the same developer, and I was in charge of designing Yoshi's Woolly World with Tezuka-san. Working with Tezuka-san is very inspirational. He is the leader of this project. At the same time, he has the perspectives of the player, so he has both elements, the leader and the player. At first, I decided to make some Yarn Yoshi just for fun, because I'm not a programmer or an artist, so I wasn't able to make something in the actual game. And the development team was really, really working hard. So I thought to myself, oh, is there anything that I can do in some way to help this game? I went home and got some yarn, and I decided to make my first level of it. Yoshi. When I brought it back to the office, the smiles on the face of my colleagues really struck me. There was this proposal made at Nintendo saying that maybe for a game like this, a plushie amiibo would be more fun to have, because
she was like, well, damn it. All these amiibo I gotta make now.
See, I didn't really make these. I bought them from like eBay. I saw somebody stitch them up, so.
Yoshi himself is made of yarn. The shape of his body transforms into different shapes. So he turns into like a propeller when you jump, and he turns into a mallet when he does the ground pound. But also the world itself is in yarn and fabrics and lots of textiles. We have places in the game where you can unravel, and you can also knit platforms. And in this game, the enemies are made of yarn as well. So when Yoshi swallows them, they turn into little yarn balls instead of eggs. Well, most of all, we want the game to be fun. Yoshi's Woolly World provides plenty of challenge if you try to go for 100% completion.
Oh, wow.
But also we wanted to have lots and lots of people enjoy the game, and those lots of people have different expectations on the difficulty of the game. And for us, what's so special about Yoshi games is that the difficulty level is all up to the player, because if you just want to have fun, you can just run through the levels. If you think you're a more advanced player, you can set the challenge a little higher by collecting lots of items, and that provides plenty of challenge in this game. We are very confident that the game provides both the challenge and the fun.
Yeah. As long as it's not like the last 3DS Yoshi game, then
the
it'll
user
be
can
okay.
decide how they want to play with their friend. So you can either cooperate with your friend, you can help each other out, you can swallow the other Yoshi, turn him into a yarn ball, and then throw it to high areas so that the other Yoshi can reach that area. So you can do a little bit of a competition with your friend. You can be a little mean. If you have an amiibo, and if you use it in Yoshi's Woolly World, then Yoshi's design turns into that amiibo character. So for example, if you have a Mario amiibo, you can get a Mario Yoshi, which is a Yoshi in Mario pattern, in Mario design. so if you have an amiibo at home, maybe you can have fun trying out different characters.
Samus Yoshi.
Are they on bikes or something?
In this game, when we turned Pucci into yarn, he was really cute. So that's why we decided to have him again in this game. He barks when there's an important item around you. So he's a quite useful companion to have. Even after you clear the level, it's really fun to go back, revisit that level, because there's always something that you missed out on. You always find something new. It would be great if you can collect all the items in one go, but that is quite challenging. So I hope people can enjoy playing the same level over and over again.
Ooh.
Most of all, I want people to feel happy when playing this game.
Yeah. October 16th. These Muppets are so great.
Sound like Mario. But
Level 5.
Oh, that's not what I think the.
Yeah, I know what this is. Yokai Watch or whatever. Some really
odd.
I'm trying to think what it was like. It looked like. I guess they're really Pokemon, but.
Why were they playing Mario music to introduce this game?
Why not? True. This is supposed to be like a really popular cartoon in Japan, and it's just now coming over are the best. I'm actually kind of surprised they showed it in this. I figured they would have showed it in the mini direct or something.
This is really odd.
Yeah, I say it's kind of like Pokemon. Except mini games, but you still fight monsters versus monsters. You play mini games to build up their attack.
Yo Kaio watch. Who's next? Luigi.
What? Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi? What the heck is this? What the heck is this?
Okay. What is this?
I have conflicting emotions about this. Tough Mario.
This looks strange. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, Spring 2016.
It's Mario Tennis.
Again?
Oh, this is the Wii U version. Super HD.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
What is this?
Mario Tennis HD.
No, it's something else. Because you didn't have power-ups and...
Not in the 3DS version, but on the Wii and GameCube you did.
Ultra Smash. That looks awesome. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash Holiday 2015. Only on Wii U. Developer story.
We've been working together for 30 years now. If there's 3 ideas presented to both of us, we pick the same one.
As the years went on and we made more and more side-scrolling games, we had to create a more advanced tool to design them with.
Oh, cat's paw.
This became the basis of Super Mario Maker.
The tool got so good that the more we worked with it, the more we realized we could also turn it into something everyone could enjoy. With Super Mario Maker, anytime you make an edit, you can see the results right away. This instant feedback can really help your imagination run wild.
Back in the day, we had to create everything by hand.
Check that out.
Wow.
To design courses, we would actually draw them one at a time onto these sheets of graph paper.
Wow.
We'd then hand our drawings to the programmers, who would code them into a build. While digging up these old documents, we found this. It's very precious.
Or Yoshi.
She would show it.
When we first thought of the idea of Super Mario Brothers, we had a concept of land, air, and sea. See this old sketch of Mario throwing fireballs from a moving cloud? You can now do that in Super Mario Maker. You can even control where the cloud flies.
That's crazy how they kept those things for that long.
In the old days, when we needed to fix or change part of the course, it would get really messy if we tried to edit the original drawing. So we'd put this see-through paper on top to make edits.
A lot of things might look familiar, but you can combine various elements from the different games to
Oh my
create
God.
entirely new stuff. Like stacking different enemies on top of each other to make a huge tower, and then putting a bullet bill on top. You can even put things we've never placed underwater. Right, there are some enemies that don't normally appear underwater, like Goombas.
Poor
When you
Goombas,
put
like
one
they're
underwater in
drowned in
Super Mario Maker, it will swim like a small shrimp. Mario can even take on the appearance of other characters. Tap a compatible amiibo, like Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit
Mario
Trainer.
can turn
Yeah,
into Wii Fit
yeah!
Trainer when he gets a Mr.
What?
That is awesome.
It's called Costume
You
Mario.
better do some
We have a lot
others
of these
too.
planned.
That is so... I was just talking about
To
it.
celebrate Super Mario's 30th
That is
anniversary,
amazing.
we're releasing an 8-bit
Wow.
amiibo. When you use it, your Mario in-game is going to appear a bit bigger. The amiibo itself is pretty big too, to reflect the effect in the game. There's also a Super Mario Maker booklet. The booklet has a lot of sample courses. It's really
check that
fun
out.
just looking at them, as if this is what would happen if you design the world of Mario in real life.
Oh my goodness.
Most times,
He
I
says they're
start
special
by
edition.
making a course I want to play, which is usually like 2-1 or 2-2. Once that's done, we try to make it a little easier, so we move on to making 1-1. It's always like that. I may come across as a mean person by saying this, but in 1-1, there's a Goomba, which is clearly an enemy, but there's also a super mushroom, and you might run when you first see it. You run, but there's a block above, so you can't run. So if you jump, the ceiling is low, so you usually hit it.
Just smart design.
But when you do, you grow big. It's a surprise. There are stairs, but there are gaps. But the first gap has a floor, and the second one is the one you want to avoid because it's bottomless. So it's a tutorial in a sense. We put a lot of thought into those types of things.
When playing
is
a Mario game for the first time, it's a challenge to run and
Smart.
jump at the same time. New players usually fall into the first pit because they can't make the jump. But they learn from it. They usually fall into it because they can't make it.
That's why the 1-up was there.
It's like game design training software.
Try it if you want to get into game design.
That's okay.
With enough practice, anyone can become a good course designer.
The 11th of September.
Earlier I said
Ooh,
that Nintendo's
September
experience for E3 is all
Wow.
about transformation. And while we've given you a sneak peek of some of our games coming later in 2015,
Conspiracy theory.
there's still much more to share. Next, Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 begins. We'll kick off with Mr. Miyamoto and fellow developers flying through Star Fox Zero. And if you can't wait to get your hands on Super Mario Maker, the opportunity is right in front of you. On Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday from noon until 5 p.m. local time, you can walk into any of more than 100 Best Buy stores
None
in the
close to
US and
us.
Canada and experience the game for yourself firsthand. You can find the details of all of our activities this week at e3.nintendo.com. To close, as anyone transforms, be it a person or a company, it's good to reflect on where you've been to help guide where you go next. Over the past 30 years, more than 1 billion people around the world have played a Nintendo game. And most of them have played as gaming's biggest star.
Are we going to get a new Mario,
Mario.
game?
From the music, to the costumes, to the characters, Super Mario isn't just Nintendo's mascot. There's a little piece of him, and certainly memories of his adventures, inside all of us.
Are we getting a new Mario game?
This is kind of odd if it's ending right here, though.
Surely it's not going to end on just new, or the Super Mario Maker. guess so.
I was thinking they did like something about Splatoon, but
Oh yeah, Mario time!
they barely even showed off Fire Emblem though. That's also kind of sad.
レカスマリオ
That's pretty cool. Ocarina.
Wow.
Really? Beatboxing. I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool. Mario on Ice. Miyamoto playing the guitar.
It'd be so funny if they're like, wait, I wasn't recording. You'll have to start all the way over.
That's Super Mario.
Open now.
Now it's your turn. Visit LetSuperMario.com and help us celebrate his 30th
I made to
anniversary
see like
by submitting
all the
your own
automatic
Super Mario
Marios
video.
and be posted
And
to
do
that
it for a
channel.
good cause, with Nintendo making a donation to the non-profit group Operation Smile. Visit our site for details. Let's have some fun, let's support a great cause, and let's Super Mario.
Super Mario Maker. They can't be just ending it on Super Mario Maker though. Like, there's still gotta be something else.
Yeah, something, but what?
It's so odd to just end it right now.
Oh, jeez.
I'm still calling. There's something after this.
Doesn't look like it. That was it.
Hello everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching Nintendo Digital Event.
Alright, well that was it.
That's so odd to end it like that though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm tired now. Look at you all the way laying down over here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was it. It wasn't the best in the world, but
With their Smash Direct, I think it.
Yeah, Smash Direct kind of carried it for me, so it's no big deal. But we didn't get a Metroid. We didn't get a nothing. We didn't give me the Animal Crossing Wii U, which I was kind of surprised.
It was.
We knew about the Star Fox.
We did get the new Metroid.